There's no doubt the future is Procedural. Blender, Maya, 3ds Max, Cinema 4D, Unreal Engine, Unity, and every other notable application are all moving toward a procedural workflow similar to Houdini. In that spirit, let's shift our focus to some amazing generators that are simply better than modeling. Most of the time when I start any project, I spend most of my energy on the main idea, the focal point of the project. By the time I'm adding finishing touches, I'm so exhausted I either give up or just don't add enough detail as I want. It's at this stage where generators come to the rescue. Imagine you have made your composition, it looks great, but lacks something, maybe a city in the background. I'm guessing most of you would give up at this stage. I know that's what I would do, unless I have a procedure generator that can do it. Like this Geometry Nodes city generator. You just drag it into your scene. You can use the default city, or you can change a few parameters to get the look you want, saving you a lot of time and getting you the detail you need. Or maybe your render just needs some ivy growth to make it pop. Without a generator like Burger Ivy, most of us would just procrastinate or give up altogether, because that would mean modeling the leaves and jumping into Geometry Nodes to figure out how to make it work. But if you have something like Burger Ivy, then it's just a few clicks and you'll have the ivy growing wherever you want it to grow. That's why I really appreciate libraries like the Blend FX, because it's a collection of finishing touches like rock generators, cables, rain, arrows, fire, trees, magic effects, sparks, dust, and more, making sure that when that time comes, I'm only one click away from the detail I want instead of just giving up. That's really the point of these generators. We can do almost everything that these generators do, but by the time you want to add the things, you're too exhausted to do them. So if you have a generator, it's just an energizer that will bring back the energy you lost through the process of creating your art piece. For example, there are many grass libraries out there, but none of them does grass physics, like this physics grass scatter add-on. Imagine making a character running in a bushy area or driving in a forest, and you want to see collisions with plants and leaves. You have exhausted your energy making the character run or animating the car driving into the terrain, and now you're looking at your scene and it doesn't really work without the grass collisions. Setting this up is quite a lot of hard work. It's at that point that most artists will give up, either just not continuing the project altogether or just rendering the project as is without any physics interaction between the character and the grass. But if you had a generator like this physical grass scatter add-on, it can handle the collisions and set up everything for you quite easily, so that you don't even have to think of it. It will add wind effects, trails, and give your animations another layer of realism. Procedure generators allow a level of flexibility and variation that no other tool or system can do. Take an example of this pattern design generator, a node group setup that allows you to transform any texture into appealing patterns. You can use these patterns as textures, masks, or displacement on meshes to give you non-destructive designs and form. With pattern designs, you can make modern-looking renders, UI assets, ancient-looking places, and more. Realistic rocks are hard to make. You either have to sculpt them or use 3D scanned models. Scanned models will always look better, but it's hard to find rocks that are in the shape you want. Rockify is a rock generator that generates rocks, cliffs in any shape you want. Just model a basic shape and let the generator turn it into rock formation. Unfortunately, Rockify does not generate textures or materials, so you will have to add the materials yourself using something like Substance Painter, or my recommendation for smart materials, the Sanctus Material Library. It comes with a large supply of materials and shaders that is impossible to look for something and not find it in here. The library also comes with a complementary add-on that lets you edit the materials the way you like. If you are rendering or producing a short movie with any magic effects in it, magic tornadoes are a great way to show off powerful sorcerers. This real-time tornado generator is based off a curved object you can edit to direct the tornado. It's easy to use, it renders fast, both in EV and cycles. You can make it a fire tornado or a basic tornado, or make it magical with some magical effects. To make a landscape like this, you need about 20 trees, rocks, textures, grass, and if you're using add-ons, you may need several. one for importing trees, another for grass, another for the terrain, or you can just use TrueTerrain 5. That has everything in one package. It can generate large terrains and add landscapes procedurally. You can include water bodies, mountains, cliffs. It also has a real-time erosion tool, geometry blending, and more. It does not matter how good a sculptor or modeler you are, rivers and lakes cannot be modeled. So your only viable option are generators. The physical open waters generator can generate seas, oceans, and more, with waves in different conditions and detail you won't get anywhere else. When we talk about procedure generators, most artists think about meshes, but did you know it can also be lights? This light setup add-on lets you target your lights and reflections on specific parts of your mesh. This is great for product visualization, where you need clean reflections to highlight areas of high interest and overall get better lighting out of it. If you have to think about it too much, you are likely not going to do it. For example, if you're not sure about the textures on your model, but you know you have to do a lot of work to change them, you are likely just going to leave it as it is. But if changing things was just one click away and you can easily switch between textures and browse your textures all inside Blender, then making changes feels easy and fun. And this is possible with the Textures Folders add-on. This is also true for other things like changing clothes your characters are wearing, or just having multiple characters in your scene, because you know if you're duplicating them and their clothes look the same, it's going to be too obvious. So you end up not doing it. But if you know changing clothes is going to be easy, you wouldn't even think about it, like if you're using this cloth library add-on. Thank you for watching. Since everyone is going procedure, just make sure you don't get left behind. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.